What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name's Tryz. Actually, my name's Mike, but I go by Tryz, have all my life. This is the Unlikely Overlander channel, where so far we have done little to no overlanding, but we're getting there. We're building the rig.
Okay, sit still everybody, don't go away.
Before I set this cab back up there, I want to get this back bumper off. Make it a little easier for everything to sit. So I'm going to get the bumper off, the mud flap brackets, that kind of thing. And then we'll see if we can get it up on there. I'm not sure I got any help to lift it up on there today. So see what I can get done. Perfect. All right. Let me pick you guys up here for a minute. We'll come over here and sit and look at it together. That's how I do my best thinking, just sitting and look. You can't see it though. Looks like a tin top again, the axle's in the wrong place. Oh, you can see, well, hopefully the camera picks up this cross member right here, just in front of the wheel well. Our cab's gonna stop either right at that or right before that. So you can see we're going to be cutting 10 or 12 inches out of there and then putting her back together. Then we'll put our doors in. So I got to sit and do some figuring. I'm going to bring you back when I get a game plan. It's how I work best, just figure it out as I go. And we'll go from there. Be back shortly. Okay, I just got through doing some of that math I swore to my teacher I'd never ever use. Turns out I was dumb then. Still dumb. Anyway, I'm figuring I want to take about 10 inches out of this, but rather than cut too much and regret it, I'm going to start off, I'm going to take about 6 inches off, and we'll set it in there and see how close we are. And then if we need to, we'll take out another inch or two, or 3 or 4 or whatever. But let's set y'all up on time lapse for this. We'll break out the Sawzall again and we'll whack this off. We'll cut that. Okay, bye. Okay, we got that cut off. Now let's see how it looks when we stand her back up. That's actually not terrible. Let me get down here lower so I can see what's going on. I like it. I like it a lot. yeah, obviously quite a bit more tweaking to do to get everything lined up and get nice and even, but that's roughly what my cab length is going to be, and very close to roughly what my door width would be this new window shape. So yeah, very cool, very cool. Okay, I've got to run to town, pick up some more cutoff wheels and stuff for my grinder, and get some groceries for the house. So I'm not sure if I'll get more done today. This is how it is through the week for me. It's very choppy. I know it's just little segments, but I work all day. I try to get a little bit done in the afternoon, but occasionally I got to do things. So I'm gonna run, get that done, and maybe this evening I'll get a little bit more done. But we'll catch you in a little while, or tomorrow, or eventually.
The next day.
All right, everybody, what's going on? We're back out here working on our tin top project. I did a little bit of work off camera. I had a friend stop by. It was late at night. Couldn't really film anything because it's so dang dark. We were working by flashlight. He was helped me come up with a plan to make sure I got nice straight cuts on my body for joining it back up, make sure we were even all the way around. And I quickly learned I'm not as smart as I sometimes pretend to be. Because he starts spouting off all these use the laser, measure angles, add in a letter, all that. And I realized I must have peaked in kindergarten. So I went back to kindergarten. And I broke out the paper and safety scissors and made me some templates. And I'll show you what we did the kindergarten way. Spin you around. Well, what I did is I just cut this template. It matches the curve of the upper door there, and it won't line up quite right because I got a clamp there. But anyway, line that up, marked it, came around the other side, and just flipped it over and did the same thing. Well, you can see that's how we got the front portion of the cab lined up, made sure it was nice and even. And then for the rear, I got really fancy. I got a bigger piece of paper and did the same thing, only lining it up with the back window. So just picked a body line that was the same on both pieces, or both sides, and made a template to draw my line. And since, let me set that down. This really is the only piece that needed to be perfect line, because all of this is getting cut out for the door opening. That window opening is going to be roughly the size of my door. So, none of that had to line up. So I was just going to come through and cut it out anyway. So that's what we're up to today. I've got a little bit of trimming where we got some, straight from our line just slightly. I can just touch with the grinder. We'll get it lined up and we'll get this top piece welded together. And then I can start making a door frame on this side. And that'll probably be it for this video because we're running out of time. I'll be lucky to get all that done. And then next video, we'll work on showing you how I'm going to make the doors for this thing. Still, it's been great feedback from it so far. A few haters, but you can't please everyone. Luckily, I'm only out to please me. I'm just hoping some of y'all want to watch too. And it turns out you do. So I'm going to shut up and get back to work. All right, so I've got our two halves lined up. And I've got just a couple spots I need to trim off here where I didn't get it perfectly straight. And I think we're ready to start putting some tacks on this thing. So See what we can do. Real quick, I wanted to show you my seam down through there. So pretty good. I got a couple wider gaps to fill where my cuts weren't perfect, but nothing unmanageable till we get to that corner over there. I might have to put in a little patch because my initial cut was way off. Oops. Anyway, let's start tacking. All right, so we got the top part of the cab all welded back together. I'm gonna clean up all these welds still, but just figured I'd let y'all see before. I always say I'm not much of a welder, so I'll show you. But it worked good, and nice penetration. I see some pinholes, but I'll have to go back and touch that up. And the roof does have a wave to it now, but I also don't have the brace in there to push it back up. So I think once we get it pushed back up into place, it'll be all right. Anyway, get this cleaned up. That's going to do it for today. I'll be back out here tomorrow. Start working on getting this door framed up. So catch y'all in the morning.
The next day.
Good morning, everybody. It's a new day out here in the shop. When I left off yesterday evening, we had just finished welding the roof back together. So today we're going to start on framing up our doors so we can get the rest of this cabin closed. Show you my plan for the lower half of the door frame. I've got a plan in mind tentatively for the upper part of the door frame, but I don't have the stuff I need for it right now, so I'm not sure that'll make it into this video. But anyway, let's flip this around, show you what I got, and we'll get to work. So out of a Samurai soft top body, I cut out the door frames on both sides. This was a rust bucket body we had. Luckily, these pieces weren't too bad. I mean, the rocker panel is pretty crusty, but I can fix that. Overall, pretty structural. So I cut it out both sides. You see I've got a line marked there and one marked there. I'm going to cut these two. I'll cut those two halves and butt them together so that I have a nice rectangular door opening rather than like the front doors have that angle to the back. I want to square the doors up. I think it'll look a lot better. To me, they just something looks off when you've got a 4-door vehicle and the front door's got the angle to it, and I don't know, something's off about it. So we're going to try something different. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get to work. All right, guys, a new day back out here in the shop. When I left off yesterday, I was making my lower door frame, welding those pieces together. So I'll just flip the camera around. I'll show you how that turned out. I've got it in position, just about ready to weld into place. We get that in place, and then I can start working on the upper door frame. I'm not sure if I'll get to that in this video because it is Monday evening. I lost some time today. I had to pick up some parts, so didn't get nearly as much done, but I'm gonna try and get done what I can this evening and some tomorrow before this video goes out. Anyway, flip this camera around, show you what I got. So that is that door frame. I took those two door jambs from the front, welded them together, and you see the front quarter panels have, the front fender comes rests across this, so my body lines weren't adding up or matching up, so then I had to cut a piece of a front fender off and put in there so our body lines would get back to where they'll be. And then what we're gonna do is I've got a couple sets of these Targa bars. So we'll notch the body out and put those in for the upper part of our door frame on either side. And we'll have to do some creative work up there to get it right at the top, but plan is coming together. I'm gonna set y'all up on tripod, get this tacked in place, and then we'll start worrying about the top rail. All right, so obviously nothing is cut to fit yet, but you can get an idea where I'm going here. We got the lower door frame all welded in. Of course, not much to weld to on this end yet, but it's tacked to hold it in place. And then we're laying that piece in to go all the way up. Originally, I thought I'd use these old window frames somehow as my door frames, but two things. One, they're totally different layout. They're not cut in that deep. And two, look how much higher your door line is from front door to that window. I want my doors to have the same line, so this should get me that. Well, anyway, I'll jump back out here tomorrow. We'll see if we can't get at least one side of this in. Maybe I'll get lucky and get the whole thing in there, but I'm trying not to rush it. I want to get it right.
The next day.
This is going to be the last day of filming on this video, so whatever I get done today is what you get. I'm almost to the point I wanted to be at for this video. I might fall a little short, but such is life. Anyway, when I left you yesterday, I was working on cutting up one of the Targa bars off a soft top to make part of my door jamb. So let me show you what I got here, getting ready to tack it in. You see, here's the lower door frame I put in, and then there's our Targa bar going on up. So I'm just going to lightly tack it into place for now, so that if I need to make any other adjustments, I can, because it looks good, but looks can be deceiving. So we'll get a couple tacks on there. All right, we got that part of the door frame tacked in, and 4 or 5 spots there just to make sure it don't go anywhere. We want to go ahead and figure out this side of the door frame, and then this top piece will be our last piece to go in once we get it figured out. Of course, it'll be cut. Yeah, it'll be It'll be cut and welded together, same as that one was, so we have the right curve. But for now, we need to try and start getting the other piece ready to lay in here. Oh, same as before. Take one of these, cut it up, and go from there. In case it doesn't come through on camera, I'm very socially awkward. So if you run into me in public, be prepared. The other day, had somebody say, "Hey, I follow you." To my response, "Creepy." Then I realized they meant on YouTube, and yeah, that was not awkward at all. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, back to work. Hey guys, kind of forgot to hit record on a couple places there, but we're getting it. I got this side tacked in, so we've got rail on 3 of the 4 sides. I made this piece here, and all that is on your soft top Samurais. You've got these. Well, this would be a driver's side one that goes from the windshield frame back to the targa bar. So you can see it's got the wrong curve at that end for what I was wanting to do. It's got a different curve at that end. But this curve matches my bottom curve. So what I did is I took 2 of those, cut them down the middle, and welded them together so that I have this curve on both sides for our nice rectangular door. Trimmed up to fit, and it's going to slide right in here. Like so. Alright guys, gonna give you a shot of this. It's tacked in, obviously. A lot of finish welding to do, a lot of boogered welds to fix. Slowly getting better at this. But let me take the helmet off. Show you what we got, and that's gonna do it for this video. Let me see if I can do this without dumping you. Dogs are gonna go nuts. Mower's going down the road. Anyway, you see, we got a door frame there. We got lots of gaps to fill, lots of patches to put in, lots of finish welding to do. But that's gonna give you a nice door opening in the back with the same door line as the front. Ideally, this angle on this door I want to do away with. I want to make it straight. Not sure if I'll get to that right now or not with the door, but we're going to try. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Probably be a couple weeks for another video on this, but we're going to keep working on it. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't, click that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. Check out some of our merch. Like, comment, all that good stuff. Any little bit of support helps us out. We've seen a bunch of it lately. We've grown a bunch, and we hope to keep doing that. So, you know, tell me what you like about this project. Tell me what you don't like. You know, load the comments up. Let's talk. Catch y'all in a week or two. See you. Bye.